Hey guys, welcome back to the Eclectic ADHD podcast. Grab a cuppa, get comfy, and enjoy the absolute chaos that this podcast will be. I'm the host, V, and that's the co-host, Dakota. Whoops.
It's been a little while since I've been on the podcast. Wasn't on last week's, I don't believe. Was I? Did we record that before I left? We did. Record that before I left. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Well, I've been away for a week. So I've been up in Virginia at an amusement park. So, but yeah, stream was put on. My Twitch streams were put on pause for a little while. So hopefully I'll be happy to pick that back up as well. I did get a new toy.
Continue. You can show it. Go on.
So I found this in one of the shops before I was leaving. And at first I was like, that is so cool. That's so neat. And then he pulled it out. And I realized it's Sting from Lord of the Rings. So now, and it's stainless steel. This thing is heavy. It's not sharp, obviously. I mean, it's relatively sharp, but it's a dull kind of sharp. Like, you run your finger along it, and you run it on there hard enough, yeah, you're gonna cut yourself. But other than that, it's not sharp. But I now have Sting, so I'm very happy about it, and I'm taking very good care of it. Lord of the Rings is actually one of my most favorite movies. And so now that I own a replica of it, I'm very happy. And yes, it stays in the box because I don't have a stand for it yet. You will get a stand at one point, but when that will happen, I don't know. But I'm very happy.
I love that you're so happy.
I'll put it back over there and I'll let you get us started. So
okay, so we are going to do our questions. I put up 2 questions over the course of Friday to Sunday, and hope that a lot of people would have a chance to ask what they wanted to ask and say what they wanted to say previously. So we got a lot of question-based things, and one of them is a statement that I found really funny. This one isn't a question, but the first one is, your eyes are really pretty.
why, thank you.
I know, right? I don't think that half of them clock that this also goes to you as well.
Yeah.
And then another one is, I don't know why some people have the wrong idea of you.
No idea who that could be about either.
Neither. What's something you could talk about for hours?
Oh, Lord.
Of the Rings. Okay, moving on.
Lord of the Rings, yes, definitely Lord of the Rings. Probably video games as well. Cars are probably another one. It's a couple of different things. I mean, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, there's a whole bunch of different movies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, mine's not quite as nifty. I could talk about cannibalism for hours. I could talk about serial killers. I could talk about bones. I could talk about murderers. I could talk about literally anything in those category of things. Serial killers is my favorite one. Jeffrey Dahmer is my absolute favorite serial killer. I know you shouldn't have favorite serial killers, but he is so fascinating because he is also a cannibal. You know, so he's so it's a twofer. It's a dang twofer. So
You're one of those, yeah. And in case anyone was wondering, she's one of those people that is obsessed with serial killers and watches those documentaries and the true crime shows and stuff like that.
so
In case anyone was
I'm
wondering.
pretty sure they all guessed that I was a woman because every woman I've met also loves those documentaries. They might not be as knowledgeable as I am, but that's my autism showing. So, um, what's your favorite type of weather?
Ooh. I would say like weather, just specific weather or season.
Weather.
Does it say weather? A snowstorm.
That's really pretty. That is really pretty. I would have to say my favorite weather is twilight weather. You know the hoa hoa hoa. You know, twilight weather. I think that where it's like foggy, it's October, the leaves are a beautiful color and they're falling down. Um and you're just inside with a hot chocolate or just a warm cozy cup of tea and you're just like outside speaking with your favorite person on a front porch that's cold, that's like in, and you're just all cozy and you're just having the time of your life, maybe in front of a fire pit. You know, that's my favorite weather. Favorite weather.
And a close second would be the dusk summer rainstorm. Not thunderstorm, rainstorm. Rainstorms are not as windy and aggressive as thunderstorms are. So just that heavy rain with that warmish temperatures that you could just kind of feel the air cooling off, and it's just the sounds of the water falling and stuff.
For the love of God, let Amalia in.
You can hear her, can't
I
you?
can hear her. Let her in the room. It's okay to have animals on this podcast. Because the people that are just listening exclusively on Spotify are just going to be hearing a cat in the background.
Okay, yeah, I'll let my cat
Let
in.
Amalia in. Yeah, I can't ask. Okay, so the one thing. So there's. You seem cool. Thank you very much. I am quite cool. Thank you so much. Where are you right now? I am in Shetland, Scotland, and he is in North Carolina, America. But more specifically, I'm in my bed. This is the new filming spot because I'm nice and comfy, and he is in his office.
There's my cat. No. You go down there. Need you up here. You hog the light.
So, another statement we got. This is a statement. This isn't a question. Please, will you guys get back together? Do you want to tell them or should I?
So we have been back together.
Surprise!
For about a week now, a little over a week now. I think we got together Friday before I left for my vacation, and I left for my vacation on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we've been together for about a week now. Things are going pretty good.
Yeah.
But I definitely got chewed out for going on vacation right after us getting back together. So.
For 2 fucking weeks. You came back for 1 day. Everyone type boo in our comment section for that.
I went to go do something that was really important.
I don't want
your excuses. Was a vacation.
I don't want your excuses.
Come on.
I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear your excuses.
But
your audio is just cut out because you're shouting.
I know. No, actually, I just muted myself. I was like, fine, you don't want to hear me with you. I love you. Go somewhere before you start flashing the camera. I will love you. Okay, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I need you out. I need you out. Come on. Come on. Go. Go. Out, out, out. They can just deal with the meowing. It's fine. They can just deal with it. Sake.
I can't.
She has a really bad habit for anyone who's watching, but for also the people on Spotify, that when she comes up, she likes to turn her butt straight to wherever the camera's at
Yeah.
and just flash everyone her bits.
Although-
and I'm like, I'd rather not, find out somebody decided to clip that. So
When will you guys see each other again? We're working on that as hard as we can.
yes. We are in fact working on that. I am in the process of getting rid of some assets of my own, in hopes of getting some money out of it that I will use to hopefully fund a trip to go out there. Will it be in the next 6 months? Maybe. Depends on pricing.
Yeah.
But the money should be here, if not right around the beginning of September.
Yeah.
And so then I will start looking into it, but I'm going to be booking it, at least 2 to 3 months out, simply because if I try to book it for like next month, it's like $4,000 for myself round trip. Whereas if I book it in December, I'm looking at like 2,000 round trip. So
yeah.
Pricing will make a difference as well, because I love you to death, and I've done it once. I've done it twice, of booking the tickets less than 3 months away, and
I mean,
I can't afford to do that again.
that is really your fault, because every time I've told you to book the tickets, you've procrastinated so fucking much that it's gone up.
Yeah, but I didn't have the money when you tell me to book the tickets, and that's the problem.
Okay.
Now I'm not even telling you when I'm thinking of coming out until after I have the money. So when you tell me to book it for this day, I'm going to book it for that day.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh. What do you have for a laptop?
I have the Galaxy Book 4.
Why do you say sentences that can be done in over a second, but you take like 10 years to get to it?
Because.
Oh my
it drives you
oh
up
my god!
inside.
Oh my god! Ah! Okay.
I have the Galaxy Book 4. It's a relatively new laptop. It was bought for this specific reason. And along with my streaming as well, it was bought to start this kind of stuff up. And because I needed a new laptop, because the one I was using was the HP 360 Envy, and that was kind of crapping out on me. So I got this one as a replacement.
Yeah.
In July for my birthday.
Okay. I have a HP Chromebook. It's like 10 years old, but it does the job. I don't have the money to buy my own new laptop that's fancy and has all of these features. I got this HP Chromebook for free, and it works splendidly. It works hell of a lot better than my old laptop did, that's for sure. Why is my internet slow?
I was getting the same thing. I got it twice.
I think it's just having a panshite. Which person knows you best? I'm not having a great time deciphering that. I'm going to assume like what person in each of our lives knows each other best. You know me best.
That I do.
And I know you best. Don't even try me.
Yeah, you do.
I
like to think that I know myself pretty well, but then I get turned into a liar by her.
You are a liar. You are.
You gotta say it like that.
You are.
Just because I end up being wrong 90% of the time does not mean
90? Give me an instant. Give me 99% chance that I am right, 1% that you are. And that 1% is when I'm speaking about cars and he knows cars. That's what that 1% is.
And video games.
Depends on the video game. You're not going to sit there and tell me that you know Entitled Goose Game better than me.
No, because I never played Entitled Goose Game better than you.
Or Paleo Pines.
But you ask me anything about Skyrim, I'll tell you anything about Skyrim. You ask me anything about Halo, I'll tell you anything about Halo. Ask me anything about Mass Effect, Gears. Okay, I'll stop.
No, I just remembered the a hand touches the beacon. I'm gonna buy you one of them, and every time you say it, I think your views are kind of basic. No. I have to. Would you shut up? Fucking speaking over me, have an ass.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop messing with you
now. This is the statement that I thought was really fucking funny. And I'm gonna say it how this person wrote it. So hold on. I think your views are kind of basic.
And I think their comment is the exact comment a basic white bitch would get. I wish you could reply and just go, really? What's your Starbucks order?
I'll have a no foam hot frap, extra foam, 3 squirts of caramel, vanilla, and pumpkin spice latte, heated to 375,000 degrees precisely.
Nobody gives a shit about their opinion.
No.
All right. Well, it was not for opinions. We don't care that you think our views are basic. Congratulations. We're white.
I genuinely think that comment is like, they just want us to say out there shit, and we're just not like that. I'm going to say my truth, what's true for me. I'm going to say, he's going to say what's his truth for him. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to sit here being like, yeah, all lives matter, yeah, when the movement is about Black Lives Matter. Like, I'm not going to go the extra mile to give a stupid opinion just to seem like I'm out there. I'm not going to do it.
And we'll give controversial, views as well.
We'll speak about controversial stuff on here, but we're not going to sit here.
Just not political.
There's no need for political controversy on this channel.
Yeah.
I think you're a lot smarter than most people realize. Thank you. That means a lot. I think I'm stupid. He is stupid. Moving on. For our listeners, he was just flicking a pen on his finger.
I had a pen that had one of the little clips on it, and it was clipped over my finger, and I was just sitting here wiggling my finger with it on the pen. And it took me a solid minute to register what the comment, what the question was, and then I realized that I looked like an idiot, so I just proved them wrong.
So one of the questions I had on the story was, what's an embarrassing story that you have? And someone wrote a paragraph of an embarrassing story that they have. So the title they put was, I accidentally showed me and my husband's sex video to our friends. So, a little background, my husband and my friend's husband are both Marines, and at one point my husband was stationed in Japan for a year. I flew out to visit him for a month, and it was during that time that we made a few videos for ourselves. No one else was supposed to see them. I had a concert on my laptop we all wanted to watch, so my friend and her husband invited us over to their house. I handed off my laptop and my friend's husband connected it to their 65-inch TV. And, like it's supposed to, my computer screen Oh my god! And, like it was supposed to, my computer screen then displayed on their TV. He asked me where the concert was, so I told him about the videos folder. Well, in the videos folder, there was another folder also labeled videos, except those videos were the naughty videos. He wasn't paying super close attention and missed that the concert was right there and instead double clicked on the screen on the second videos folder. Before I could even get a no out there they were in all their extra large thumbnail glory. My friend's husband screamed and dove off to the side. My friend was dying of laughter, and my husband was just sitting there sipping his tea completely unbothered. And I am scrambling to get up off the sofa and shut the laptop. I felt like absolutely disappearing and remembered telling my husband, well, I guess I'm moving to Canada now. Thankfully, my friend took it in stride and we laugh about it still to this day. That is mortifying. I would die.
Yeah. Yeah. It was bad.
That is
That's
bad. Um,
Why did he dive off the couch though?
no, I think no, it was the friend that dove off from like being faced to the laptop.
It was the husband.
No,
Yeah.
it was the friend's husband that was facing the laptop doing
Yeah.
all this shit, and he dove away from it so that he didn't see it anymore.
That would have been just like, oh, not yeet.
But yeah, that's it for the questions. So our discussion topic for this evening, for this podcast, is going to be about autism and ADHD.
Fucking
Dakota is going to speak about what it's like living with ADHD, trying to describe it to neurotypicals that are listening, or perhaps people that have people with ADHD in their life and how to deal with it better. And I'm going to speak on the autism standpoint. I have ADHD, and he has to have a little bit of the autism because good God. But I am more autistic symptoms than he is, and he's definitely more ADHD.
My teeth make a good noise.
Do you want to speak about the autism?
No, you better on the autism. I'll stick with the ADHD until I'm diagnosed.
Okay.
I'm gonna get tested.
I'm gonna get him tested. How I would describe, is that a little speedboat?
Yeah, it's a little speedboat. It's a tiny
Is that a Lego
speedboat.
speedboat?
No, it's a Hot Wheels, but it's from their mini set. They used to have these travel tracks and stuff, and I'm gonna stop talking now because I'm being distracting.
How I would describe autism to a neurotypical. Imagine you're going into a cafe, and the cafe is full of people having conversations, but you're with your friend. Um, I'm gonna ignore what I just saw. I'm really gonna ignore what I just saw.
It was a Harry Potter one. Leave me alone.
Okay. So imagine you're going into a cafe and you're with someone that's neurodivergent. You will be able to focus in on the conversation and hear a low chattering in the background. That's other people having their conversations, but mainly you are focused in listening to your friend's conversation. You can mainly hear them. Whereas if I was to go into a cafe, or whereas if you're with your neurodivergent friend, they would be hearing absolutely everything, everyone's conversations at the same time, the coffee machine going off, people's orders being made, all of it, the till opening and closing, the card machine, the electricity that's in the cafe. When I go into a coffee shop, it is everything all at once. Everyone's conversation sounds like just how loud you are speaking to me. It is all the exact same volume to me, which is why I tend to wear my loop earbuds when I go into a cafe. That's what it's like autism wise. I'm fairly certain it's pretty sure for ADHD because they also have auditory processing issues. But that's what it's like for me going into a cafe, and why your neurodivergent friend might not be as focused on the conversation as you would like them to be. It's just that they're taking in a lot of information at once.
My turn.
Yeah.
Tiny General Kenobi.
Kenobi. Hello
Sorry, I
there.
had to. um, so with ADHD, it's very sorry, hang on, I itch. Um, with ADHD, it's very similar to autism. Um, the going into a crowded place and seeing everyone and stuff like that is really, and hearing everyone is really true. You can't. It's not so much that you're hearing them all at once; it's that it cycles through. Where one minute you'll hear this person over here talking, and then all of a sudden it'll fluctuate. Now you're over here, and then you're hearing behind you, and then on the other side, and it's just it kind of bounces around the room. Um, the best way I can describe it, but for ADHD, it's not something that ever stops. You can't go into a quiet room and it stop. When you go into a quiet room, it's like a gnat buzzing around your head, just circling constantly. You'll forget about it for a moment, and then all of a sudden it'll fly past your ear, and you'll suddenly realize, "Ooh, there's something over there that's shiny." I mean, sitting here, I've touched a General Grievous Lego statue. I've touched a Hot Wheels mini little boat. I've touched a ball from a place I used to work. I have a Harry Potter wand. I have touched all of these things in the last minute to 5 minutes because it has drawn my attention. It's the gnat that suddenly flew past my ear and I noticed it. It's very hard to handle that and get anything done, especially if you're like cleaning, because you'll suddenly go, "Ooh, what's that? I haven't seen that in a while. I'm gonna mess with it for a minute," and then next thing you know, 5 minutes have passed and you've been sitting on the floor playing with this one random piece of Lego, just kind of like spinning it on the floor type situation. So it's very difficult to live with ADHD. They have medication that's for it, but the only way that they have found to accurately and effectively handle people with ADHD is to essentially remove the emotional aspect of it. So most people who have ADHD medicine, they kind of walk around like a zombie because it suppresses the part of the ADHD actively affects, and that's the emotional balance and the motivation and the focus ability. Um, and so when they do that, they become a zombie. They become stuck. Essentially, they're stuck on one thing at a time, and it'll drive them nuts. After so many years, they'll finally look at the medication and go, "I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. I'm not taking it." I mean, I've taken medicine since I was in first grade. And the day I turned 18, I looked my dad straight in the face as I dropped my medication, my full bottle of brand new medication in the trash and said, "I will not take medication anymore." I'm now 28 and it's been 10 years and I still don't take any. I am prescribed anxiety medication that I'm supposed to take as needed, to kind of help with the ADHD, but I don't because, to be honest, I've never felt it work, and I'm not going to take something if it doesn't work and waste my money on that. Um, but even in conversations describing stuff, you can kind of tell it kind of bounces around the place. I go from one topic to another to back to another, back to another, and it kind of bounces. You're essentially a rubber ball bouncing around a room, filled with people, filled with anything, filled with stuff. I mean, hell, I've got so much stuff over there that every time I look at myself, I'm drawn to something over here that's new. Um, like the red candle that I just looked at. It's just essentially it's a ball. You're bouncing around in conversations. You're bouncing around, in the areas you're at. You're bouncing around with everything you do, and it's not. It's like you can never stop bouncing, but it's so physically exhausting and mentally draining to be constantly on the move that by the time you go to crawl into bed, you don't go to sleep. You pass out because you're so physically drained and don't even realize that you've been pushing yourself for hours, fighting off the sleep with the amount of energy you have. Yet you can't do it. You just pass out. I mean, one of the hyperactive parts that most people don't quite understand about ADHD is that we are essentially a self-propelled vehicle. We are constantly moving, but the more we move, the more energy we generate. The more energy we generate, the more we move. It's a never ending cycle. And it's not until you physically stop moving that you stop making more energy. So when you lay down and you go, okay, I'm going to sleep, you may lay there for 2 hours before your body finally says, okay, good night. You just pass out. As long as you are moving, you just pass out. And you have to take physical effort to stop the vehicle from moving. Putting your foot on the floor, pushing back on the vehicle, grabbing it, holding on, trying to get it to stop is the only way to get any kind of sleep. And so that's why people have discovered multiple ways around it. I mean, I don't know how true it is. It's just, for me, it's just a TikTok I saw that they have discovered an actual connection between nicotine and ADHD. That nicotine actually medicates ADHD. The problem is that the nicotine is addictive. They're trying to stop the addictive part of it, so they're doing research into the health benefits of nicotine in small dosages. Most people who have ADHD are smokers. Most of them are smokers. Most of them picked up that habit or are caffeine addicts because they've picked up those habits because caffeine doesn't affect us the same way. Caffeine speeds people up. For us, it slows us down because our body stops using the energy we're making and starts using the sugar. Well, the sugar is not enough energy to keep us moving at the same speed. So for us, for me, example, I can down a 24-ounce monster and then go crash in bed for 6 hours and sleep. Whereas anyone else drinks that much, they're not. I could have a cup of coffee, and less than 5 minutes after I finish that last swallow, I'm suddenly going, man, I'm ready for bed, and I'll go to sleep. So it's one of those that you just can't stop. And that's if you're watching the YouTube, you notice that I am constantly moving my hands, my legs, the chair swiveling constantly. I am constantly shifting and moving because I can't stop. If I stop, my body will assume I'm in bed and it will start trying to make me tired. If I get tired, I'll pass out. So it's very difficult to deal with the hyperactive aspect as well as the attention aspect. Um, People say attention deficit hyperactive disorder, but it's really not that. We don't have a deficit of attention. We have more attention than most people think. We're paying attention to hundreds of different things all at once. Like just from looking at myself, looking right here in my camera, I can tell you that there is a Halo helmet, there's a candle, there's a crown, there's a train, there's a Eevee, there's a Pikachu, there's a sword, there's a chair, there's a white cabinet thing. I can see all of that. And I notice everything. I notice the colors. And it brings images into my head where I go, oh, there's a Halo helmet. Well, I know what color the Halo helmets are. They're green with a orange gold visor. The train, solid wood train. It's got an oil tanker. It's got a log chamber. It's got a cargo carrier. It's got a caboose. Just from holding it once, I can see stuff like that. I can tell you everything I did on the trip. I could probably list off 50 different guys that I saw swimsuits on, and I could tell you the exact colors and designs from the trip. And that's just from walking through the park where I was at. Speaking of which, there is one I do need to tell you about because I saw way too much of a man in a weird color and I don't like it. It was neon pink.
Okay. Well, back to the.
I have forgotten what I was talking
I know
about.
you have. Back to the autism. Um, Learning how to cope with someone with autism. Autism often is accompanied by anxiety, and that anxiety comes from masking. In all honesty, it comes from masking. When I have to go into a new place that I've not been before, that's not in my routine, it stresses me out so much. I have to go with someone into a place to learn it, and then I can go on my own. Then I'm good. But masking is a huge part of that. And if an autistic person is comfortable around you, they won't mask. When I'm around my friends, I have a stuffed animal. Appa is my Appa.
That I bought for
Yeah.
them.
I will sit and just like stroke out Appa. I'll play with his hair, play with his ears, count how many toe beans he has. I'll do all of that around my friends in my own home, but I refuse to take Appa outside. I refuse because I'm embarrassed by it, even though it comforts me and it grounds me and it keeps me in this current conversation. I will not take him outside, and that's anxiety because he's my comfort. Because I sure as shit will not take Brown Connie outside. That is my rider. I would choose Brown Connie over Dakota. Like that's how serious it is. And this is Brown Connie. He's flat as a pancake because I sleep on him. Um, I've had him since I was 1 years old.
And I can confirm this because I got woke up when she couldn't find Brown Connie one night. Come to find out that it had somehow ended up under my neck. He had ended up under my neck. So
Yep,
I got woke up and told to move because she couldn't get him out. so
yep. Also, when
so that she could lay her head on
he
him.
has to ask before he can hold Brown Connie. Everyone has to ask. My niece, my 9-year-old niece, knows not to touch Brown Connie. I do not trust Brown Connie around anyone. He is my baby, and I sure as shit would not take him outside. But Appa, I want to be able to take Appa outside without judgment, but I can't. I take him on planes and stuff because it's normal to have something like that on a plane. But but I couldn't like walk around because I love sitting like this because he has like the right amount of pressure. He has like the right amount of pressure for my head. But I couldn't walk around outside with Brown Connie on my head. I'd look insane. But I want to because it's comfy, it's nice, it feels nice, it's a good sensation, it grounds me. And masking is just a huge part of it and it sucks. I wish I didn't have to mask. But also what's a huge part of autism is stimming. I stim. There's a video of me out there hardcore stimming because we were playing Blind Man's Bluff in my volunteering group. That is my childhood game. And for those of you who don't know what that is, someone wears a blindfold. You spin them around, however old they are. Usually, it doesn't go higher than 15 because that's a bit cruel. Um, and the blind person has to go around and try and grab someone and identify who they are by their clothes. Dakota learned quickly how to play that game, and I've never been so excited in all my life. But there is a video of me hardcore stimming because of how excited I was in my volunteering group to be playing that game. Um, and I looked like I was high on crack. I was just constantly moving. I was jittery. I was going like that with my hands. I was rubbing my fingers together. I was just so excited. And I couldn't keep that in. I could not mask that because of my excitement. So if you see someone that is doing something weird with their hands or they're stimming in some way, don't judge them for it. Ask if they're good and then just leave them at that. Leave them stimming. Stimming can be helpful in times of stress, in times of upset, and any emotional like thing. even happiness, excitement is a really good thing. Um, Mainly to cope with how I do public transport is I listen to music. That is my big coping mechanism, especially if I'm going somewhere new. Airports are awful for me. I have a panic attack every time I'm in an airport. It's awful. It's actually horrible. Like I had to fly from America on my own to back home to Shetland, and I had to stop in Detroit, and then I had to leg it from one side of that long ass airport by myself to the other side, only to find that my plane was delayed. And then I had to fly from Detroit to Amsterdam. I was in Amsterdam for 5 hours. 5 hours by myself, and I got so stressed out that I went into a public bathroom, female bathroom. I found the corner stall, and I stayed in there for, what was it, 2 hours? 2 hours on my own, crying my eyes out. And to the point where another woman in the other stall asked if I was okay if I needed a hair tie because she thought I was throwing up because I was crying. I said no. I was embarrassed, so I got out of the bathroom after that, and I was just wandering around trying to find my gate for a start. That airport is fucking hell.
Oh my god, it really is. When I went through that, that was horrible.
It was actual awful, but now I know it. I get it. It's like a big spider. It's fine. Um,
Yeah, I went down the stairs, up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs, down the stairs, down the stairs. I was like, how many? Why am I going up and down so much? It turns out they built the entire airport on a freaking hill and
yeah,
decided not to bulldoze it.
yeah. Like Amsterdam Airport is fucking hell, but airports are the worst thing for me. And I finally figured it out when I was going from London back home to Shetland, that I was so fucking stressed. I was so panicky. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything until I put my music on and I just wandered around and I was good. Like, even being on the phone to Dakota was making it so much worse. I just needed my music. And because there's moments where he just goes silent because he's doing something, and that then stresses me out. So I just need constant noise and I'm good. And when I was listening to my music, I went into a Harry Potter shop and bought us lanyards.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Yeah,
Um,
I have a Ravenclaw lanyard on my keys now
and I have Gryffindor on my gym keys. Um, but yeah, it is.
that you don't use. Sorry, I'll stop interrupting you.
It's not that. You know I've been ill. I was ill last night. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
My body can't decide whether it wants to be healthy or not. So I am stuck not being able to go to the gym because I don't want to make other people sick, and then I don't want to be sick and pass out in the middle of a gym. So, which sucks because I actually love the gym. I love working out. Um, but that's what it's like living with autism. It's just constant stimming, constant masking, constant fucking everything. And it's so emotional. Now we are over time, but I want to discuss the absolute monstrosity that this man sent me. What is that?
So while I was on vacation, I went to a place called Busch Gardens. In Busch Gardens, they have this German section. In the German section, they have a main hall, essentially. You go in, you get some food, and you can sit down and watch a little performance go on, some singing and some dancing, and some history about beer and stuff like that. And so we went there, and that was the sausage supper sampler. Three different kinds of sausage, um, dumplings, or it's usually just sliced potatoes, but they called it dumplings, and some form of sauerkraut, and one other thing that had apples in it. and they just throw it on a plate.
Why is there rice?
That's not rice.
What is that?
You talking about this thin white stuff?
Yeah.
That's really clear and like really small on
Yeah,
the
it looks
plate.
like sticky rice from the Philippines.
That's some kind of sauerkraut. Block the haters. Block the haters out.
I cannot believe that you ate that. That is so many different kinds of foods that I would have on their own, all on one plate. That is an autistic hell.
It's okay though, because they did have pizza. They had Caesar salad. They had chef salad.
I
They had chicken tenders with fries.
I would be having the chicken tenders and fries. Does this Caesar salad come with chicken in it?
It does.
So it's a chicken Caesar
And
salad.
the chef salad comes with egg slices, egg wedges.
Yuck.
Instead of cut up chunked eggs, they wedge they make them into wedges. Which is actually not bad. I mean, it makes it easy. You can kind of break it up easy, but it so that I mean, and this stuff wasn't small, by the way. Like the plate for the chef salad was this big around, and the plate itself was this deep, but the salad came out to here. Like this wasn't like a side salad. No, this is your main course. Eat your chef salad. It was big.
It's I just like the sausages. Fair enough, trying all the different kinds of sausages that the Germans have. They have amazing sausages, but that is, I will not be getting over that anytime soon. That will be put into. I will edit this, and that it will just be a full sized picture of that plate because that is.
That will be the cover for the Spotify when it
It's
gets uploaded.
it's gonna be the thumbnail. It is going. It's
thumbnail.
gonna be the thumbnail.
With the title that just says, "What is this?"
What is this monstrosity of a meal? Absolutely. So I don't even have the words. That is.
It was so good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I will never be eating it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I will not be partaking in such events. I will not.
It was pretty good though. It rained the entire time we were there though, so I mean, we walked around in the rain for a good couple hours.
That's nice.
Because there just happened to be a hurricane that last week.
Well, there's a thunderstorm going on right now outside, so.
Don't want to go outside and dance around in the rain?
Not in a thunderstorm, no.
In just our socks.
Oh, that's actually made me feel ill. Oh.
What, don't like wet socks?
No.
Then I probably shouldn't tell you that I ended up having to wear socks into the wave pool because I had 3 blisters on my feet. I had no choice.
Were they at least swimming
The
socks?
lifeguard. No, it was regular socks. The lifeguard told me I had no choice. That the band-aids were gonna come off, and it was if I went in the pool and the band-aids came off, I'd have to leave the pool and they'd have to close down the pool. So I had to wear something over my feet so that they would stay on. And he recommended I wear socks. They were white socks, so no one could notice, and they were ankle socks, but I still had to do it. It was not a pleasant feeling, although you do forget about it after the first 15 minutes.
That is criminal behavior. That's criminal. That's absolute criminal behavior.
You still want to marry me?
Not after that, no.
Yeah, but I got blisters on. I got blister on my left foot on top of my one of the knuckles. Big ass blister. I got one on the inside of my right foot and on the heel of my right foot. And I still have that big ass motherfucker on the bottom of my pinky toe.
You better not show your floor slappers on this podcast. Put the dogs away.
If you guys send me money on my Twitch, I might next time. You gotta pay for that. That's premium quality. content.
Who?
Are you complaining when you can buy bacon?
I just want to buy electricity for the next week.
Will you be complaining when you use the money to buy electricity?
No.
So why do you
But
care
you
if I
don't
sell
gotta
my
get the
feet?
dogs out for you to do that.
Look, you never know. There might be somebody out there who thinks I'm handsome enough to buy my feet pics. I just lied to
Oh,
myself, didn't
my
I?
sweet summer child. If they're not gonna buy your feet pics. If you're handsome, they would buy pictures of your face.
That's an option too.
Go ahead. Because you are very handsome. You're my pretty boy. You're so pretty. You're so pretty.
Oh my God. Stop it!
Okay. Look, there's my pretty boy. There he is. Oh my. Okay, I'm joking. I'll stop. My baby. Ah! How rude. How very rude.
I am your baby.
You are my baby.
Sorry, a whole lot of energy real quick.
That was so much energy, so quick. If Monster wants to sponsor us, because we both drink enough Monster to kill 1,000 horses, I would really, really enjoy having a sponsor on the podcast.
I would just like for you to send me a year's supply of Monster. I'll do whatever you want.
Send me a month supply and I'll happy do whatever you want. Send me a hoodie, actually. Send me a Monster hoodie and I'll wear
You can
that.
buy it from their website.
They have hoodies on the website?
Mm-hmm. You can buy You can buy shirts. You can buy pants. You can buy socks. You can buy hats. I think they have beanies there.
I want hoodies. I want a Monster hoodie. Get me one.
They have. They have. Do you want the flaming hot Cheetos as well?
No.
How about the chicken ramen?
No.
How about salt and vinegar chips?
No, I just want a Monster hoodie. Stop giving me ideas.
How about Mountain Dew Baja Blast hoodie?
Yeah.
With the matching socks that are fuzzy.
I want that so badly.
Cool. So, if I get you all of that stuff, will you let me get the little tiny Mountain Dew fridge?
Yes.
It's like big.
Sure.
It can hold like 6 cans of Mountain Dew.
Sure.
Would you stop meowing, weird ass cat? They can hear you.
I love her so much. She's so disruptive and so dramatic.
I mean, you'd swear to God that I didn't feed her the entire time I was gone, but she's got a gravity feeder, which still had a quarter of what I put in there when I left in it.
Yeah, we got lucky with her though, because some cats will just eat until they're obese. But she is really good at not overeating.
She wasn't there for a little bit.
No, she did get quite chunky.
Around the time we first brought her home, after like about 2 months of her being here, she suddenly got chunky as shit.
Yeah, she got chunky out of nowhere. But I think
she was still eating the exact same way as when we first got her, and even now when she eats now, she's eating the same way. She just got chunky as shit.
Her metabolism slowed way down for that little second. It was bad.
I was like, oh. Yeah, we didn't even realize it until we like left one day, came back, and that's when we were like, hi. We petted her when we walked in the door, and I went to pick her up and went, oh my God, you're heavier than normal. Why?
Yeah, she was.
I was like, oh my God, when did our cat get so chunky?
She was huge. Like it was like concerning, but then she was fine like a week later, and we were all just like, what the fuck? She just suddenly like bloated out of nowhere. But then again, she does have FIV, so she's also really
Which, for those of you
patchy.
who don't know,
She's really patchy right now, and that's due to her
she's,
FIV. And that's
she's
also,
10 years
yeah,
old.
she is an old cat.
No, she's not. She's 11.
She is
We
11.
got her when she was
No,
9.
we got her.
She's
No,
11.
no, we got her when she was 7.
I thought she was
Her
9.
records are in the drawer on the right, in our junk drawer. They're in there. We got her when she was 7 years old.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Um,
I'll confirm that so I can keep better track of it.
but she
Because
is.
she's getting old.
She does have FIV. She is very patchy right now, but that's her winter fur or her summer fur going out, and she'll get her winter fur. She'll still be patchy because she's A, old, and B, has FIV, so that does cause hair loss as well.
For those of you who don't know what FIV is, it's feline immune virus. It means she basically has no immune system. She is a
Feline immunodeficiency virus.
immunodeficiency virus. Sorry, it means she has no immune system. If she is a purely indoor cat, she can't go
It's
outside
cat AIDS.
because if she interacts with other cats, she can spread it to them.
No.
And they can spread diseases to her.
If
Yes,
she if she bites
she
or
can
if
spread
she
it to yeah.
shares saliva, if she just puts any of her bodily fluids in contact with any other cat, then they will contract FIV too. It's basically cat AIDS. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but she will. She could also catch diseases from other animals.
And it just wipes
And
her out.
I did learn it's not just from cats. She can catch stuff from mice and fleas
Yeah.
and ticks and mosquitoes and any other and even birds. She can catch it from
Yeah.
birds, and it will kill her.
If
She
she
will not
gets-
survive. The sniffles. When we first got her, they told us even if she starts having a runny nose, take her to the hospital
Immediately.
because she could die from it. It was that bad. Even if so
Yeah,
and unfortunately she's approaching the end of her life, so her body is not okay.
It's not what it used to be at all.
Yeah,
but she is the sweetest cat ever, and I am like dead ass. Like I walked into the shelter, turned left, locked eyes with her, and I was like, "We're taking that one home." Before I even petted her, her head was rubbing against the bars trying to get to me. Like it was something else. She is my baby.
She was your baby.
Yeah, now she probably doesn't even remember me.
No, she's my baby now. Please take her back.
Gladly. Get me out there.
I am too heavy-footed to be trying to walk through the house with a cat around my feet. I've almost fallen twice since I got home. She would not leave me be so that I could just go get something to drink.
Yeah. Well, I do believe that it is approaching the end of this podcast. It's a good hour-long podcast, so.
It is. Tism. Rhythm with the tism.
Got a rhythm with the tism. You want to come over and talk about cannibals with me?
Asthma Foundation.
Baby. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Huh. Sorry, was I starting to zone out again?
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
That's another issue with ADHD. If you lock eyes on something that you're just absolutely fascinated with at that exact moment, you'll lose concept and grasp of reality entirely. And just all that's there is that item.
Yeah.
Which in this case happened to be the Foundation book by Isaac Asimov. Asimov? Asimov.
We are doing our outro right now.
Okay.
Subscribe. Follow.
Okay. So
I didn't got it.
You gotta go to the end of that. It's there. The whole song's there.
Subscribe. Follow. Show some love to the podcast.
And if you get the time, you should definitely go check out my Twitch. We stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The link is in the link tree on the Instagram, if I'm correct. That was a question for you!
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Until we see you guys next week, or I see you on Tuesday or Thursday. Stay safe. And don't choke on the cuppa.